Good afternoon. Thank you for creating time for us. You are in time for the Lunchtime News. A very warm welcome to the broadcast. My name is Irene Muchuma. On sign language interpretation, we have Anne Wangeshi. It is the 6th day in the month of November 2022, day 2 for the pilot strike at the Kenya Airways. This as the Kenya Aviation Workers Union has asked its members to down their tools, paralyzing operations at the airport. We have you covered not only locally but also across the borders. Do interact with us on all our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. For now, we begin with the pilot strike at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. My colleague Kamche Menza is on standby. Kamche, good afternoon. I understand passengers are stranded. This follows the pilot strike by the Kenya Airways. Tell me what's up from your end.
Well, good afternoon to you, Irene Muchuma Odim, back in studio. And like you said, it is the second day of the pilots' strike from the Kenya Airways, that is the KQ, where this is the second day, like you said, where passengers have been stranded since Saturday morning hours. We are here at the JKIA, where if before I talk to some of the passengers who are queuing behind me, I would like the cameraman to at least pan and see the activities around here. What we usually have on normal occasions is that the place is usually a beehive of activities, Irene Muchuma Odim. But as you can see this afternoon, from yesterday, this has been the situation. There are only a few people, only a few vehicles. There is not much of that activity that is known to be here at this international airport, the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. And what you can see is lines of passengers. Some of the corners you could also see passengers, just sitting down, taking a rest, of course, from this long wait. Some of them have been here, or rather they were supposed to travel yesterday, but they did not make it today. They are back to this particular airport to try and find out what exactly is happening. So as you can see now, this is a queue of some of those who are supposed to be traveling. Let me try to catch a few of them to see whether they will be willing to talk to us on what exactly is happening. Hello.
No,
Hi.
thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You're traveling? You're supposed to be traveling?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be, but obviously I'm not. I don't want to be on the news.
All right, it's fine. You are using the Kenya Airways airline?
We were trying to, yeah. We'll probably have to do something different. We live in the U.S., so it's going to take a while to get home, I think.
Was your flight supposed to be today or yesterday?
Today we were supposed to go to Mauritius for our honeymoon, but that's going to be canceled. So, yeah, it's all good. We'll be fine.
All right. So have you gotten any communication from the airline so far?
No, they actually didn't even email us that it was canceled. So, but thank you. I don't want to be.
All right, Muchuma, you had it from her. Unfortunately for her, she was supposed to proceed for her honeymoon, but it is what it is. So basically, of course, the airline has to do something for people. Of course, passengers here stranded. Let me try to catch a number of them, whether they will be willing to talk to us as well. Hello. Hi.
Sorry.
All right, this one is not willing to talk to us. Maybe I should try to find another one. Hi. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
You are talking to the state broadcaster. You are live on TV. Are you supposed to be traveling today?
Yes, supposed to be traveling today, and I couldn't travel because the trip was cancelled. And we've tried to reach KQ through their public platforms, social media. Their WhatsApp, we've sent messages, we've called, and there is no communication back. So we are here trying to find out exactly what's going on. That's why I'm here on the queue.
Was your flight today or yesterday?
It was today, very early in the morning, to London, and it was cancelled. And there was no any communication. We went through the website and we saw that the trip has been cancelled. So thereafter we called, frantic phone calls, emails, WhatsApp, and there's no feedback. So then we decided, let's walk here and find out really what's going on. So that's why we're here. Yep.
All right. Muchuma, that is yet another passenger who, of course, was supposed to be traveling using the KQ, but the trip has been cancelled. He has been here since morning. And, of course, they are waiting for a way forward from here. What we understand is that there were plans, of course, to find an alternative transport for them, but the airlines that are supposed to be, of course, given or booked in are full for now, so they will still have to wait for more days. But, of course, this is a situation that is still on crisis at this particular airport. Of course, from the KQ pilots who are on strike, this is day 2. We are here to follow up, of course, to see whether there will be any communication from whichever side, and of course we will be informing the viewer. Back to you in studio, Irene Muchuma Odim.
Kamche, good to have you. Kamche Menza reporting live from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Day 2 of pilot strikes. These are pilots at the Kenya Airways airline, and she will be on standby on the ground to bring us details as they unfold. To other concerns, a passenger airplane belonging to Tanzania's Precision Air has plunged into Lake Victoria. According to the Tanzanian authorities, the plane crash landed into Lake Victoria Sunday morning at Kagera region a few moments before it was scheduled to land at the Bukoba Airport, Tanzania. Rescue operations are underway with the state-owned Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation reporting that 15 out of the total 49 passengers on board at the time of the incident have been rescued. It is feared heavy rainfall and strong wind in the region may be the cause of the crash. The national government, in conjunction with the Taita Taveta County government, have scaled up relief food distribution to over 150,000 residents who are staring at starvation as a result of drought. Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs Cabinet Secretary and Taita Taveta Governor Andrew Mwadime, accompanied by members of Parliament, distributed the relief food aid donated by the Kenya Red Cross Society in Tausa, Mbololo Ward. The leaders at the same time expressed concerns the current food insecurity is causing human-wildlife conflict as wild animals leave their habitats in search of food and water.
Safari hii tumepata janga kubwa ya ukosefu wa chakula na ukosefu wa maji. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Rais amesema wazi kwamba lazima serikali ya kitaifa na ya kaunti tuweze kushirikiana ili kuhakikisha wananchi wamekuwa na uwezo wa kumudu hali hii ambayo imetokea, janga ambalo hatujaliona kwa miaka mingi.
Kwa wakati wa muda wa wiki kama 3 zilizopita tulipata chakula kidogo. Kwa wakati huu serikali ilituambia itaongeza na nimeona imeongeza.
Nilikuwa nazungumza na bwana governor tukasema sidhani kama itakuwa ni uzuri kila siku tukirudi Taita Taveta ama sehemu za Voi kuzungumzia watu kupewa chakula cha msaada. Nafikiri lazima tuangalie mikakati ya kuweza kujua ni njia gani ama ni mbinu gani tutafanya hili tatizo halifanani na sisi.
Now, residents of Tabaka Ward in South Mugirango have been challenged to observe the highest levels of hygiene to help keep jiggers at bay. Speaking during an anti-jigger campaign in the region, public health experts said the flea remains one of the biggest health challenges facing locals in the area.
Bomwari village in Tabaka Ward. A campaign is underway to clip out jiggers from the limbs of locals and exterminate the stubborn flea. The flea has got locals living on the edge, facing possible health complications. Locals were urged to maintain the highest levels of hygiene to help eradicate the flea.
Zile nyumba ambazo wanaishi, japo kuna umaskini, tuweze kuzingatia usafi kwa sababu funza pia hutokana na uchafu ambao vile vile unaletwa na umaskini wa kukosa kununua sabuni. Kwa hivyo lazima tuhakikishe kwamba tumezingatia usafi.
Stigma was also identified as one of the major challenges in the fight against jiggers.
You're watching the Lunchtime News. We are taking a short commercial break. We'll be back with more, including news-making headlines in the world of sports. Stay with us.
Do you have a news story to share with KBC? Get in touch swiftly on email news@kbc.co.ke or call 0723-892-654 or 0734-780-124.
Griezmann with the corner, kicking him, TT! Arriving on the near post! There's the breakthrough! It's Samuel Umtiti for France! And France now can sniff the World Cup final. Hernandez. Lovely flick, Matuidi. Oh, look at this from France, it's Giroud! They managed to block it. Courtois with difficulty. But France there played some sublime football. That was mesmerising. Tolisso! Another save from Courtois. And it is over. Allez les Bleus! All the way to the World Cup final. Brave Belgium eliminated.
Nairu ukwe maskini lakini ukwe mzima. Ukiwa na health mzuri, shukuru Mungu.
Some of them don't even understand the kind of sickness that they are suffering from. But thank you because through Mama here, we have seen the hand of God.
Nashukuru, nilitibiwa, sasa naendelea kupona.
Lakini mlisupport, nikaweza kupona, sasa niko na raha. Mungu awabariki.
Nilikava kabisa, niko na furaha sana.
The only show that is transforming lives. Mungu akubariki na Mungu akuzidishie.
Yakisi World Cup ni tamu. Hey! We, machama. Munataka kuenjoy World Cup? Bas, mumebika. KBC radio sote zinakotangazia hii World Cup ya Qatar. Alafu moja kwa moja. Tunachukuliwa baka mochi wa Qatar, ambapo sasa Channel 1 TV inakuonyesha World Cup vizuri. Ukiwa kwa nyumba, unatazama, una enjoy, unasikia raha. Go! Imepotea, go!
Welcome back. You're watching the Lunchtime News. Continue interacting with us on all our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. Now, the government says it will honor its pledge to compensate victims of human-wildlife conflict. Tourism Cabinet Secretary Penina Malonza says some 2.6 billion shillings has been set aside to pay those who have lost their loved ones or property to wild animals. Malonza says some 2,663 cases are awaiting clearance, and as soon as Parliament approves the budget, victims of human-wildlife conflict will be remunerated.
Kuna ule msosano kati ya wanyama mwitu na watu wetu wa Kenya, na hivyo nitahusika pakuu. Wiki hii peke yake tumeweza kushughulika katika zile deni zetu tuko nazo za bilioni 5 ya wale waliweza kulipwa kutokana na kuadhiriwa kwao na wanyama mwitu. Wiki hii peke yake tumeweza kuangalia na tukatafuta fedha bilioni 2.66 ili tuweze kulipa.
To politics now. Siaya Governor James Orengo has hinted that Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance leader Raila Odinga may make his 6th stab at the presidency in 2027. Orengo says the journey to Canaan is still on course and that Raila is strong enough to lead this country. Meanwhile, the Azimio la Umoja leader has criticized the government's proposal to raise taxes for Kenyans.
Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party leader Raila Odinga was attending a burial in Kilifi County where he faulted the Kenya Kwanza government for the attempts to raise taxes. Raila wants the government to curb corruption instead of subjecting Kenyans to high taxation.
Walisema wakiweka Biblia chini, siku hiyo watatangaza ati bei ya unga irudi chini. Kwa unga hiyo bei yake imerudi chini. Wao ndio wako kwa serikali sasa. Wana jukumu ya kuangalia kwamba wananchi wasihangaike. Sasa wanasema mpaka sasa waongeze ushuru kwa wananchi. Ati uchumi uko mbaya mpaka ushuru iongezwe. Tumesema ati ushuru tayari wa Kenya wanalipa ushuru kubwa zaidi. Na punda imechoka.
Kilifi Governor Gideon Mungaro and his Mombasa counterpart Abdul Swamad Sharif called for transfer of coastal land that is under Agriculture Development Corporation to county governments so that it can be put under irrigation.
Sisi kama jumuiya ya kaunti ya Pwani tutapigania mashamba yale ambayo serikali kuu imejaribu kufanya mambo ya chakula na yakashindwa, yarudi kwa kaunti ili tutafute wafadhili moja kwa moja tufanye wenyewe mambo ya unyunyizaji maji Galana.
Kama Council of Governors tutawasaidia ya kwa kilio ardhi iweze kuregeshwa kwa mikono ya serikali za county. Yule anayevaa kiatu ndio anayejua pale ambapo kwamba panadunga na anajua pale ambapo kwamba panabana.
This as Siaya County Governor James Orengo hinted Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party leader Raila Odinga may vie for presidency in 2027.
Mjue baba pia hajakufa moyo. Baba hajakufa moyo. Safari ya kwenda Canaan haijaisha. Nataka mjue wale ambao wanakufa moyo ni kama bibi ya Lut, wala ambao wanaangalia nyuma. Na Raila ndio sasa yuko fit kabisa.
He made the remarks at Bunandi village in Funyula constituency during the burial of grandfather to Busia Governor Dr. Paul Otuoma. Gishoke Washira, Lunchtime News.
The National Disaster Operations Center Director, retired Colonel Charles Owino, has urged residents living along the coastline to be on the lookout for tsunami alerts. He spoke when he led some selected groups of participants in a tsunami preparedness drill at Nyali Beach.
Tsunami, tsunami, tsunami.
The National Disaster Operations Center Director, retired Colonel Charles Owino, says they have been conducting such drills every 2 years along the coastal strip. Owino says there are plans to conduct them annually in response to climatic change.
Based on the way we see our preparations are, we may bring it forward even to a yearly, but our normal cycle is 2 years.
You cannot predict a disaster. It can happen at any time. Vile tumeambiwa na director, within 8 hours tsunami ikifanyika katika pale bahari inaweza fika hapa in 8 hours. So we should be prepared to know what we are supposed to respond this.
Owino noted that there were challenges in accessing safety equipment during such crises and therefore called on stakeholders to work towards providing more safety jackets, boats, among other items.
It's important for them to have boats, it's important for them to have engines, of course, life jackets, and sirens and loud hailers. So those are very important for them, as well as, of course, first aid kits. Those are things that we should be able to talk between us, the Red Cross, the county government, and the national government, senior officers, our senior officers like the Principal Secretary, to see what we can do for them.
Tourist police, the Kenya Wildlife Service, and the lifeguard have been commended for enhancing patrols and security along the beach.
For the last 3 years, we have not seen any death at all. People have been calm, people have been peaceful, despite COVID. we've actually had a very peaceful environment. Tourists are coming in. So tunataka kuambia, let's coordinate, let's continue kushirikiana. Tuone ya kwamba kila jambo ambayo inataka kufanyika, ione ikifanyika kwa njia nzuri.
For Lunchtime News Weekend from Mombasa County, I am Ann Mburu.
The Mombasa County government says it has to date managed to shut down 17 out of 32 illegal dump sites in the county. The Chief Officer, Department of Environment, Waste Management and Energy, Ahmed Ali Abdallah, says the move is aimed at cleaning the city that has for years been grappling with illegal dumping of garbage.
Mombasa County Chief Officer in the Department of Environment, Waste Management and Energy, Ahmed Ali Abdallah, says since the cleanup initiative began, the city, especially around the CBD, has relatively remained clean compared to previous years.
Na sisi kama wana Old Town tumesema tutajitokeza pia sisi kwa wingi kuhamasisha jamii kwa umuhimu wa usafi, na pia another importance nilivyotaja kwamba ni kwamba tunajaribu kuengage the youth on the importance of community volunteership.
He said they are engaging the community and sensitizing them on the existing laws and the importance of keeping the environment clean.
Trying to encourage community volunteership. Sana sana ukiangalia hapa waliojitolea wengi sana ni youth. So we are trying to engage the youth who offer their services to the society, and na pia wao tutakuwa tumewa-engage productively.
During the cleanup exercise, the public was urged to adopt a recycling culture to save the environment and help clean up the city.
A section of residents in Ruai, Kasarani constituency, Nairobi County, is urging investors putting up companies in the locality to consider employing youths from the area. During the launch of the Kasarani Economic Community-Based Organization, the residents termed as unfair the current trend where labor is brought from outside the Kasarani constituency, while many young people in the area remain jobless.
2010 members already, they are in our books, na tunatarajia namba itaongezeka wakati tunaenda mbele, kwa sababu si hii kikundi si ya vita na si ya ubaguzi. We have no limit, hatuna limit ya age, wa mama, wazee, vijana, kila mtu ako kwa hii kikundi. Tunawashukuru wafadhili wetu wale wamekuja na kila kitu ya kuwapea, na tumepata unga, tumepata sukari, tumepata hata tissue, mchele, cabbage, kila kitu tumepata, na members wetu wamefurahia kwenda na kitu nyumbani, ila wakujikimu hiyo siku. Hatuna ya siku 2 ama 3, but ile wamepata chakula ya kujikimu kwa saa hii na kesho.
Persons with disabilities in Kericho County have welcomed the nomination of Geoffrey Bett as the county's Chief Officer of ICT and Sports. The group says that the nomination is a step in the right direction in ensuring equal opportunities in the county of Kericho.
Led by Beatrice Langat and Benjamin Koesh, the persons with disabilities called on the members of Kericho County Assembly to approve Geoffrey Bett, saying he will deliver on his mandate.
Hapa Kericho County ICT ijakuwa integrated na inafaa ikuwe integrated, tuwe na talk square ya wale ambao walemavu wenye wako na shida ya macho wanaweza kutumia. Tunajua mwenzetu Geoffrey atakuja kuimplement vitu kama hizo.
They say this is the first time they're having representation in the county executive.
Tumeweka maneno yetu kwa CIDP na budget yote ya assistive devices, ya bursary, kila kitu. So tuna imani county assembly and county government of Kericho mwenzetu wanasio akiwa ndani.
Meanwhile, a section of leaders in Busia has called for regional balance in state appointments.
Tutende kazi yetu basi na ubaguzi na tuweke wananchi wa Kenya katika ratili moja, Kenya ni moja na Kenya ni moja.
The leaders say the Teso community is still in need of greater representation in the national government.
In sports, Paris Saint-Germain forward Lionel Messi has been handed an injury scare ahead of the World Cup. The Argentina captain has already claimed that the tournament will be his final World Cup and he will attempt to win the prestigious trophy for the first time in his glittering career. The World Cup finals will be exclusively televised live on KBC Channel 1 and affiliate radio stations beginning on the 20th